So this weekend I'm taking my son backcountry hiking for the first time, where he will sleep in the true wilderness. And as a dad, I'm preparing for all the different factors, and one of those is the potential of fear. And about a year ago, I actually witnessed him become a bit fearful. We were camping actually at our local ski hill, and we were in a new tent, and the weather was kind of wild. It was June, and it actually snowed up there very fittingly. Not quite enough to strap on the skis, but close. And he got nervous about all of it, kind of. And on the first night, he couldn't do it, and that's when it snowed a bunch. And so I had to take him home. And on the second night, I encouraged him to come back up and try again, and the weather cleared. And he got scared in the tent again. And I had a little nightlight for him. He had his bunny, but he got scared. He was uncomfortable again, and he's like, I just don't think I can do this. And I was like, buddy, why don't we actually go out there into the darkness? Let's go face it and see what it feels like. And I said, it's clear there might even be stars up there. And so he said, okay. And so we get out of the tent, and he looks up at the sky, and he says, whoa. And I knew in that moment, I was like, I think he's good. And we stayed out there for a while, and we watched the stars, and eventually I invited him back into the tent, and he said, okay, yeah, I'm tired, I'm ready to go back in and go to sleep. So we go in there, and he fell asleep within minutes. And in the morning, he says to me when we're at the morning fire, getting breakfast ready, he said, Dad, I think it was the stars last night that helped me. Because of course we woke up and I was like, buddy, you did it, you should be so proud of yourself, and that whole thing. And he's like, yeah, I think it was the stars that did it for me. And as I think about that, it really makes me realize that moment, that connection with the stars is exactly what we are offering in these sacred communities that are popping up and growing and evolving, including ours here in the Viraverse. That we create space for people to just be able to show up amidst life's experience, whether it be good or bad, right? Easy or hard. It doesn't matter. Broken and beautiful, whoever you are, whatever you are, show up, and we will each be a star for you. And sometimes that's just being together, listening to tunes. Other times it's offering loving kindness. Other times it's a deep conversation, supporting and helping people work through the things that feel challenging to them. But really, what we found in our Perma Lab in the Wisdom Workshop today, which is one of these other communities, it's just being able to be who we are, and that there doesn't have to be a positive or negative energy attached to the emotions that we're experiencing and we're feeling, and to be able to welcome each other in unconditional love, as my son felt in connection with the stars. And so as I look at the weather this weekend, it looks like there's going to be stars, thank God. Because I'm taking him into the backcountry, at least a couple miles, and I would be surprised if we don't have a moment of fear for him to experience. And that's okay, because we all have fears. And we need to welcome them in to the party, not avoid them, right? We need to be with them, feel them, experience them, listen to them. And yeah, it's good to find medicine, right? Medicine to soothe the fears, to help us move as it begins to rain. If you don't have a place where you can show up and be yourself, please find one. And that can be with us here in the Viraverse. it doesn't really matter. It just matters to us that you find a place where you can be yourself. And of course, our commitment is we'll certainly be here to welcome you in as you are. And as such, we will grow together.